Hello, my family. Okay, I'm first going to say forgive the lighting because this is really messed up as I see, so we will be moving you to a different direction. Right now, my dear loving family, your girl is going to be doing some major changes here, and I am going to share everything that I am learning, sharing every frugal idea that I could possibly give you. Because what I did when I went shopping today is I thought I was going to have a heart attack from the sticker shocks of everything that I've seen. I know alternatives, and I'm going to share these alternatives with you. I'm going to give you a prime example for one. Dollar General, great value. These little cheap herbs and seasonings. Now, I did not plant thyme this year, and I'm going to tell you, I wished I did. Some of these things is the ideas of I want to kick myself in the tail because I didn't do what I should have done. This is one of them. Now, each one of these containers is about $2 a piece. Now, mind you, this is only 21 grams filled, or 0.75 ounces of thyme. Parsley was the same way. So I put my head together, I stopped for a moment, started thinking. Here's what I did. 98 cents. 98 cents a bunch for parsley. What am I going to do with this? I got 6 bunches. They're going to be washed. They're going to be dried. They're going in my dehydrator. What am I going to do with them? I'm going to save me the $2 for the bottle, fresh, filling up my container. I'm going to get more for my money, and I will guarantee you, this is what I am teaching you all, how to do this, get more for your money, better flavor, and better quality. So that's one of the ideas. The other idea, this is where the sticker shock got me, y'all. It got me bad. Red potatoes, 5-pound bag. Now, we're talking Walmart. 5-pound bag, $5.14. I'm going to tell you, I have never seen potatoes this high, not even for red. And I'm going to go a step further. 10-pound bag of potatoes. We're all used to these now. These here are usually our, well, what, $3.97 to $5 for a 10-pound bag of potatoes? $7.47. Jumbo, 10-pound, $12.48 for potatoes. I'm not having it. What I'm doing, the 10-pound bag, I'm going to be dehydrating these. Just like I showed you yesterday. We're going to wait out what I call wait out the storm. This is the areas where I say we are all being taken advantage of. This is a time to wait out the storm. Do what you can minimally, like I'm fixing to do right now. I'm going to dehydrate my potatoes. Am I going to have a baked potato out of this? No. Can I absolutely do without it? Yep, I sure can, because I am going to have a potato any way I can. Now I'm going to show you how. I'm going to store it. Then I'm going to wait out the storm, and I'm going to leave these stores to their spoils. So it even hurt just to do this one right now. The red potatoes, this video is going to be a continuation because I am going to be making herbed potatoes to store on your shelf in a canning jar by pressure canning. We are going to pressure can herb potatoes today. Then we are going to take this 5-pound or 10-pound bag of potatoes. We're going to dehydrate these. Now, I don't know, I may take some of these and I may can them as well, because these are the ones I told you, the russets, that will make good mashed potatoes. So I may just go ahead and do that too, so I can have mashed potatoes. This way I will have my mashed. The red potatoes will be my baking Mediterranean, where I can fry them, bake them, or whatever, and use them in my Mediterranean foods. And then the drying is my resources, where I could do scallops or au gratins, putting them in soups or stews or whatever else I would like. We're going to wait out the storm with 15 pounds of potatoes. And then what I did in this 5 pound. So 20 pounds of potatoes, I'm going to wait out this storm. I guarantee you, if I wait it out, they will come down. So If everybody would band together to do this, we could all leave them to their spoils. Reality, I mean, that's a good thought, but reality says that's not going to happen. So I'm going to be your girl to help you wait out the storm like me. Another thing I've noticed. So, gram wise for me, I could have, like I told you all, I am actually Mediterranean and my carbs are different than my husband's. Now, I started looking at the bags of chips. And honestly, again, like I told you, the processed foods, if I could deter away from certain things. So, the better way to do this is do this homemade. These are white corn tortillas. Now, the better way could have told me to do these absolutely buy homemade, and when I figure out how to do that, I will do that. But for right now, versus the chip, I'm going this route. First of all, they are way less carbs than the chips from the store, and I can literally get more for my grams than from the chips from the store. So I'm going to take these when I want my snack. I'm going to cut them into my triangles. I am going to use olive oil to crispify them and make my own chips. So, like I said, my next goal is learning how to make tortillas on my own, just like I do the flour tortillas. I have mastered that. I know how to do that. The corn tortillas, that is my next one. So, without further ado, we're going to the kitchen, y'all. We got work to do. We're going to, first of all, make some herbed potatoes, canning them. Right now, my dehydrator is full with onions because I told you on my last video, I am down on onion powder. So I took a 5-pound, I think it was 2 to 5 pounds of onions. I got them for $2.99. That was a deal for me. I came home, chopped them all up. They're in my dehydrator and waiting for me to turn to powder. So let's go to the kitchen. Let's wait out the storm. Let's can some potatoes. And I'll meet you in the kitchen. Okay, y'all. It's an energy drink kind of day. I have my loaded tea. We have our potatoes in here. I have my canning jars getting ready. Turning this on. Preheating my jars. Back here, I have a pot of chicken broth that I'm going to be using to pack my jars, or the liquid form for my jars for my potatoes. We're going to start with the red potatoes, and we're going to season these with our flavoring. So I am first going to be peeling every red potato, cutting these into quarters, putting them into cold water, and letting them sit for about 10 minutes so they do not turn dark, plus releasing the starch from these potatoes. That's the first thing we're going to do. I will be back with you after this point and show you the amount of seasoning. Now I am working a double batch here. Each batch is about in the recipe of the Ball canning book, and I am actually using, hold on one moment. I am using the all-new Ball book of canning and preserving. This is on page 278. And it is for the herbed potatoes. I did happen to see they have Mediterranean potatoes as well. I may try these one day. With these, they add onions and bell peppers to it. So, and then there's lemon zest. So I may try them one day. Right now, I am doing herbed potatoes. So I am going to, it says here 2.5 pounds of white potatoes, and it doesn't say any particular kind. I had told you that when it came to the herb potatoes, I found that the red potatoes are great. I could slice them, I could bake them, I could do whatever, and they stayed together. They did not crumble. They were actually quite amazing. So I'm going to be using the red potato. It's still basically a white potato. It's just I'll be taking the skin off anyway, so I'm going to be using those, and I need 2.5 pounds. I have a 5-pound bag, so I'm going to double this recipe. Each one should give me 2 quarts or 4 pint jars. I'm going to tell you, in my experience, I'm probably going to get more than that, but we'll see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and get these started, peeled, and cut, and we'll be right back when I add the seasonings to this. Okay, y'all, we have they've been sitting for 10 minutes, our red potatoes that are quartered. They've been sitting in cool water for 10 minutes, making sure we're losing the starches out of this. That's a preference I choose to do. So we're now going to add our seasonings. Again, I am doing 2 batches, so I will be doubling this recipe. And I will get this as soon as I get my seasonings up here in a minute. Alright, y'all, we're going to start with salt. We need 2 teaspoons of salt. I'm using Himalayan sea salt. Well, no, I'm not. I am actually going to be using canning salt. I have always used canning salt for this. Some people will use Himalayan. I prefer to use canning salt. It's made strictly for canning. I'll actually have to come back for that one. Let's just go ahead and do this. Sorry, y'all. My head seems to be not where it needs to be at the moment. I will get it together, I promise you. I have a little bit of ducks out of my row, and I'm trying to gather them all together. Okay, so I need 1 teaspoon of black pepper. I'm just going to add these right on my potatoes because I'm going to be stirring this all together. We have thyme, and we need 1 teaspoon of thyme. One teaspoon of rosemary. And then 2 teaspoons of canning salt. And I will have to go get my canning salt, so I'll be right back. Alright, y'all. So you double check that. It is, yes, it is 2 teaspoons of canning salt. So, and I am using, you could use chicken broth, you can use vegetable broth, or you can use, I'm actually going to go less on the salt on mine. So chicken, beef, or vegetable broth inside of your potatoes as well. I am actually using chicken broth. So now I'm going to take this mix and I'm going to mix it all together to incorporate all the seasonings into our potatoes. I'm just going to mix this up really well. And then we're going to use these to fill up our jars, just like they are. These are raw. These have not been parboiled or nothing like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and pack these into jars after I'm done with this. So we're going to clean all this up. We're going to get ready, and we're going to pack our jars because our broth is nice and boiled hot. And we're going to go ahead and get started filling up our jars. So I got my lids prepared. The jars are heated. Everything is ready to go. So we'll be right back. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to take a couple of our canning jars that are ready. I don't think we're going to get as many as they said, but then again, I could be surprised because we're looking at 1-inch headspace for this. And that's both for broth and for the potatoes. So I'm just going to pop these in here up to the 1-inch headspace on them. Shift them around a little bit so that they go inside. I'll fill them first and then I will shift them in there. And they're in the pints because these are basically just for me. Hubby cannot have these whatsoever. So this will last me a while, truthfully, y'all. This will be plenty enough for me. Because I don't eat potatoes every day either. Yeah, we might get quite a bit out of this, more than I thought. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill the rest of these up. And then I will bring you back when I fill up the broth and show you how to do this next. Okay, so now I'm going to do my broth. One-inch headspace. Just going to fill these up like so. I'll show you the debubbling part. And then for the most part, the rest of it is just like the other pressure canning videos that I've done. I just want to basically show you how simple and easy it was to can the herb potatoes this way. So I won't go through the entire process as far as showing you on this video how to pressure can them. I will give you the information. I will also put the recipe down in the description box below for you. The time that it takes to pressure can these. And if you are interested in learning how to do this, I have a Presto canner for those who are new onto this channel, which we have many, y'all. We have many that join this family, and I am so happy to have everyone as a family member. So for those of you who are new, I do have pressure canning videos where I did green beans and all. I did a step-by-step tutorial on getting the canner up to pressure and everything like that. So I'm just going to go ahead. Please refer back to those canning videos to learn how to do the process of the pressure, and so that we don't have to keep repeating over and over, because I know not everybody wants to repeat, and I understand that, y'all. So I'm just going to go ahead and just show you how I do my herb potatoes here. Again, we are using chicken broth. You can use whatever broth you would prefer. The white potatoes, now those are a bit different. You will, again, quarter those, or to make 1-inch cubes, you will boil them 10 minutes and then fill up your jars with water, chicken broth, vegetable broth, or beef broth, either of those. The processing time for white potatoes on russets are the same as these herb potatoes. So I'm going to make sure that my liquid is at 1-inch headspace, and I do need to fill some of these up. So, okay. And that's it. So now I'm going to clean my rims. I use vinegar to clean my rims with. Just like so. Then I'm going to put my lids on finger tight in the pressure canner, and then from there, once I get that done, I will give you the rest of the directions on the timing on this and how to do that. So we'll be right back. Alright, y'all, so this is my last jar. We actually got 7 pints out of 5 pounds of potatoes, and look how beautiful these are. They're amazing. So Now we're going to put these in here in the pressure canner. I'm going to put the lid on. As I put the lid on these, I'm going to bring this up to a steady stream like I showed for 10 minutes. After that 10 minutes, I will bring it up to pressure from my altitude. We are below sea level of 100, so mine is about 10-11 pounds of pressure. I will be doing this for pints for 35 minutes. Quarts are 40 minutes. So that's all we do here. The same thing with white potatoes, only you can use broth in that as well, or just plain water. Remember to boil your quarters or squares or cubes into 10 minutes of boiling water. Then fill your jars and fill it to 1-inch headspace, debubble. Same process as the herb potatoes, and then the same timing, 35 minutes for pints, 40 minutes for quarts. Remember again to bring it up to pressure first and then do your 10 minutes steaming. So I'm going to go ahead and get this on here. I will be making another video very soon because I am fixing, as promised, I am doing a loaf of bread for low carb diabetics, and I will not miss that. So this one is kind of a short video, basically just showing you how to do herb potatoes, and the rest is pretty simple, standard. Again, you can look on my back videos on how to pressure can. I have quite a few on the process step by steps. So I will be back with you soon. We are going to be doing multiples in one day because I have several different things I need to do. So our bread making will be next, and then also, as promised, I am going to be doing the scallop potatoes with the mix that we did the other day that I had shown you all how to make and put on your shelf. So these are the two upcoming videos with the canning that we are doing today. So, and see you soon. Much love to each and every one of you. Your girls got this, y'all. We've got this. So I will be back with you for the next segments of our videos. Much love to you from Parton's Heritage Homestead.